calories should a pregnant woman take in each day? It's 2,140.
Oh, that's right. Recommended daily intake of calories for a pregnant woman is 2,140. A non-pregnant woman is 1,940, which I'm reliably informed is the size of an aero. That's the difference. 200 calories, 1 aero. Or a small bag of minstrels.
Or 3 bananas.
Or 3 bananas.
5 custard cream.
OK, that's enough on the comparisons.
2 partridges.
Shut up!
4 custard cream.
This is serious. You're watching The Right Stuff. We've got the rough guys, Julia Bradbury here. We've got Mel Kidroy and Simon McCorkindale all behind the desk. We're going to talk a little later. We're going to be asking, rather, if easy options are bad for kids. What is better for the child, right? Giving them a musical instrument that could take a lifetime to master, or a computerised, easy-play version of the same instrument you can learn in seconds. 0207 173 5555. That's the number for your thoughts. First, though, dieting while pregnant. According to some experts, more and more expectant mums have issues with their weight during pregnancy. Some diet and exercise excessively to stay slim. Others develop eating disorders, pregorexia, the papers are calling it. They have to have a name for everything, don't they? One of the stats I've come across is that 1 in 20 mums has such a problem, and I guess what we're trying to find out is why some women delight in their pregnant shape and others find it so hard to accept. Are the latter struggling to accept their new status and identity? Or are we back once again to blaming the media for women's anxieties about their body image? I suppose pictures of svelte celebrity mums-to-be, like Nicole Kidman, probably haven't helped. There she is carrying daughter Sunday. And Anna Friel's admission that she dieted and exercised 4 times a week while expecting little Gracie. Of course, dieting while pregnant can put your baby's health at risk. You're supposed to put on something like 2 stone or 28 pounds or 13 kilos in new money at the peak of your pregnancy. Margot from London, though, gained just 21 pounds. How come, Margot?
I was always concerned about picking up too much weight. I've always been very sporty and conscious of my figure.
Right.
And I didn't want to have a baby and have lots of weight to lose. You know, it's such a new thing in your life to have a baby. So
How did you find looking at your changing shape? How did that affect you?
Challenging. I wasn't picking up a lot of weight, but it was still having no nice waistline or anything was quite a challenge for me. I did find it quite...
When you say challenging, what were the feelings you were getting?
Oh, I don't like that. That's the feeling I got, looking in the mirror.
All the way through?
To be honest, yes. I don't think it's sexy.
OK. Now, as I said, dieting while pregnant can be a lot of lectures on the floor. This is absolutely the most entertaining thing on the show today. Dieting, as we said, can be dangerous. You dieted, I mean, you took a real sort of intelligent view on that. Is this right? You were very careful. What did you do?
Well, I went on... 10 years ago, my sister-in-law fell pregnant, and afterwards she went on a quick-loss programme with a certain company, giving her an eating plan. And she said to me that there's a pregnancy eating plan, and I decided then that I would follow that because I didn't want to pick up too much weight. So when I became pregnant, I called these guys, and they took my blood, gave me a plan specifically for me. And it's not really a diet.
So what do you eat and what do you not eat?
Well, you don't eat cakes and chocolates and stuff, although I still did that because I love chocolates and things like that. But I did have a nice structure of what food to eat, what amounts to eat it in, and to know that Alexa, in my baby, will be getting the right stuff, and I'm getting the right stuff without picking up too much weight.
OK. And 21 pounds, is that... I mean, Rosemary Leonard's here. 21 pounds as opposed to 28 pounds, is that...
In fact, the weight per se, the amount of weight the mother gains, isn't relevant. We have some women who stay the same weight in pregnancy and have a perfectly formed, healthy baby. What matters is the growth of the baby. Now, if you were my size, tiny, and you didn't put on any weight in pregnancy, I would be worried. But if you've got someone particularly who's bigger... I mean, some women who are overweight and they don't gain weight in pregnancy, that doesn't matter. It's the health of the baby that matters. It's the nutrients the baby's getting. And, in fact, I saw this eating plan, and actually, apart from the fact there was something I didn't agree... There were some minor things I didn't agree with, like waiting 5 hours between meals. But, actually, it was a fantastically healthy eating plan. And I think you have to have a difference between dieting to lose weight and having a healthy eating plan when you're pregnant. There is a difference between the two.
When you hear the dieting while pregnant as a phrase, what are your thoughts?
I mean, generally, I'm horrified. I mean, but on the other hand, we have an obesity problem in this country, and women who are getting bigger and bigger and use pregnancy as an excuse to eat for two and pile on pounds, that isn't healthy either. What is healthy is to have a healthy, balanced diet and to get the right nutrients. And in fact, some women who say they're on a diet, and when you were saying someone was on a diet and eating and exercising 4 times a week, that actually, she may have been absolutely fine. And I think a lot of women are criticised for, say, dieting in pregnancy, when in fact they're just eating really, really healthily.
This is well, because Simon, you've got very strong views on the word diet.
You know, I'm obviously not qualified to talk really about this baby not having a baby, but the thing I think we need to all look at for everything, and not just this issue, but is the word diet that has now become a pejorative. A diet is something sort of negative, but actually this eating plan is the word that we're looking at, and Rosemary said it, Margot said it. It is about eating balanced foods in the right way. I mean, we are actually all poisoning ourselves with what we eat and the order we eat it in and how we combine things together. And actually, an eating plan is everything.
Yeah.
And if you eat well and combine that with exercise and sleep and all of those other things that you need to do, then you can manage almost anything in your life.
It's a mistake to think that just because a woman has gained 2 stone in pregnancy and hasn't been on a diet, she's been eating well for her baby. It could be that she's been eating burgers, chips and a load of rubbish.
OK, but if someone was to set out, they get pregnant and they then just try and decide, I'm going to try and keep my weight as stable as I can, effectively embarking on weight loss.
It depends on their starting weight. If they're enormous to begin with, and particularly if they've got high blood pressure, that may be a fine thing to do as long as they're doing it sensibly, under supervision from a qualified nutritionist, somebody who knows what they're doing. I would hate somebody to be doing it just who's small to begin with and has an issue about their weight and thinks, oh, help, I don't want to gain any extra pounds, and doesn't eat properly. OK, just before I go back to the panel, Margot, do you think... I mean, we've talked a lot about weight on the programme, and it's often said by lots of people, far brighter than the wonderful people we have on this show even, that images of stick-thin women don't do women much good, by and large. What are images of your super svelte Nicole Kidman's pregnant? I mean, when you're pregnant, do you think, oh, God, I'm lesser, I need to try harder?
I definitely think it's a motivational factor for women getting pregnant now. That, you know, I think people like Victoria Beckham, Nicole Kidman are staying thin while pregnant, and that's why people have more motivation to stay thin and even lose weight, so in some cases. So I do think it's a factor that plays a big role.
But you actually need, healthily, ideally, you need to have a bit of extra weight because when you have the baby and you're going to be breastfeeding the baby, you need some extra nutrients as a reserve when you've had the baby.
Mel?
I absolutely let rip when I was pregnant. Absolutely. I just looked on it as 18 months. I've been pregnant twice, 9 months each time, as a glorious excuse to lie on my sofa. I had one hand in the box of chocks, the other roving around the fridge, Scotch eggs, blocks of mature cheddar cheese. I went bananas. And to be honest, it was blissful, because I love food, I love eating. And it was
What about your
halcyon days for me.
How you saw your body changing? It must have a bearing.
I could barely see my own body, let alone look at it in the mirror.
You have to go so far back to get it all in, you can actually see it.
The great thing about being pregnant is you can wear huge clothes. Everyone thinks you're marvellous and you're miraculous.
But
and
what did you see as your body changes?
I saw Demis Roussos, mate, if I'm honest. I saw Demis Roussos and I embraced Demis. I mean, it was a bit of a hassle trying to lose it afterwards, but, you know, I'm not known for my sort of stick-thin A-grade celebrity status, so to be honest, I didn't really mind. It took a while, but I've managed to do it in 7 years.
And this notion of pregorexia, that people are developing eating disorders and stuff. Your take on that?
I do object to these women that kind of manage to snap back immediately. It's mainly jealousy, probably, if I'm really honest about it. But I think people don't understand that these kind of Angelina Jolies, the Nicole Kidmans, the Anna Friels, whatever, they have a lot of money and they have an army of help and they have an army of people, nutritionists, chefs, personal trainers, you know, and that's fine. They've earned the money, they can spend it in the way they want. But I think for your average, you know, Joanna Public, who hasn't got that kind of help and money, it's impossible if you put on weight to take it off that quickly.
Yeah,
so don't worry about it. Just do it slowly. It doesn't matter.
Until we have loads and loads of calls, which is should be fascinating. Let's hit some of them, Amy.
OK, our first caller is 9 months pregnant. It's Layla on line 1.